Again, thank you for coming. Appreciate you being here. I guess wasn't much of a performance last Saturday. I thought our defense played well. I thought obviously, you can say what it is. I think they played well. I thought obviously we opened the game up with put ourselves in a bad spot. We miss a block. We get tackled inside 10. We add on to it by a holding penalty, puts us inside the 5. We punt the ball. We miss a block. We take 2 steps to the punter, and we get a punt blocked. When you add multiple mistakes, it's always going to end up usually in disaster. And it I think that started with the momentum, and obviously Carnarvon got the momentum early. I thought at the point really, I thought our defense, again, I thought they played well majority of the night. Obviously with the big long run, but there's things we could do better. Offensively, again, it's kind of a shot of what's really been the whole season. So couldn't get anything going. The run game's down, passing game's absent. Then when Donovan goes down and Allo comes in, I thought he did do some nice balls, and then we had throw him 2 picks. We have 5 turnovers. I don't know how you say we have 5 turnovers and 40 yards rushing. That's and then Adam, I don't know, it was 150 yards passing. So there's not a whole lot of bright spots there on the offensive side of point to look at. Juice broke some runs. You can say okay that, but it's a collective effort. I think it's not. I don't know who to say. It's not one person. It's not one thing. It's not one group. There's a lot of things that go into doing something like that, and we just got to regroup. And I've been saying it every week. You got to regroup and figure out, try to correct the mistakes, and find a way to get this one this week. It's a big one I think over there at Abilene, and I still think we got the players. I think we're fighting some confidence issues. I think we're fighting some other issues off the field. But we got to figure out, what do we want to do in the next 2 ball games? We want to win or not? I thought we had a good week of practice again last week. A good week of practice, but again, we had some injuries again go down. Donovan goes down, French goes down, Cody Sutton goes down, Byron Johnson goes down, Dylan Bozier goes down. So rings, you don't want to make excuses, but you got to say what it is. We'll try to load them up this week and see what we got, and we may have an open tryout for some positions. It's tough when we finish the game with a couple walk-ons on the field, and but it is what it is, and you got to find a way to get it done. I don't care what the odds are. You still got to find a way to get it done, and we didn't. So I'm not gonna make no excuses about it. Any questions?
How are those injuries that you spoke of? How's that going to impact you guys for Saturday?
Again, you're going to try to, I think our training staff does an amazing job. We're going to try to get them back. We won't know probably till Wednesday or Thursday if they can come back and at what capacity they can come back. But it's obviously going to make a huge impact because when you talk about receivers and ankle sprains, it may be clear to play, but if you can't run, it's kind of hard. So we're going to.
All those guys, all the guys you mentioned?
No. Cody's was a foot. Donovan is a concussion. A couple ankles there with Byron and French, and then Bozier was a bruised organs or something. I don't know. So it was a pretty vicious hit, the one on him, and so. But
I know you never would blame it on this, but talk about the elements. It was just a horrible night for football. You look up in the stands and there's like 25 people.
Yeah, I mean, I hate that. Obviously, we only get so many home games. You get 5 games, and dadgummit, the elements are that, and you don't really get that atmosphere we have in Strawberry Stadium. But they played in it too, so can't say that was how I won the football game. They had to play in it too. I think did it hurt some things? Sure. Does it change the game plan? Yeah. And we'll see. I mean, I don't know status this week. It's kind of up in the air. Do you get Deshae back? There's a chance. There's a possibility. I don't know. So we're gonna have to play it out through the week, and that's kind of been our MO. I mean, all year long is we don't really know. I think on an offensive standpoint, who we're showing up with on Saturday. So it's kind of hard to. You have a good week of practice, but you may not be practicing with the guys that actually are playing on Saturday, and the guys who do sometimes not getting the amount of reps they need to be successful on Saturday. So I don't know. Maybe we'll go to the wishbone or run the veer. Or, I don't know if I can get 3 healthy backs, I would. But you know, we're gonna manipulate something. We gotta find a way to get it done.
Right now, you premise is probably going with Justin, and how do you tailor a game plan around him would be his first start.
Yep. Oh, that was a question.
How would you tailor a game plan
I'm kidding.
with him as your first start?
I'll play. Yeah. Hey, Justin's a guy that, again, he's a guy. I mean, I got a lot of confidence in him. I think he's got a bunch of ability. He throws the ball as well as anybody we got. Problem is he doesn't have much experience. You know, hasn't had a lot of snaps. Hasn't had a lot of snaps with the receivers, or receivers will put out there. Obviously, I don't know if anybody's had, but it's something you can put him in, obviously, in a difficult situation. But I thought, again, I think if he gets that opportunity, I think his thing is he needs to go out and make the most of it and grab the bull by the horn and let it rip, man. Don't play scared. Go make it happen. I think he'll do that. I think if he's a guy that, again, if you're going to say, hey, here's a guy that hasn't started yet and you got to bring him in game 10, he may be the guy to do that. He's a really mentally tough kid. Comes from a military background. Just a great character of a young man. I think Wade's even handled himself all year, not seeing the, not really seeing the field. So he's done an amazing job. So he's a guy that, again, I wish he'd have a spring ball with him and stuff would get him ready. I think he's capable of doing that, but you gotta get him. I'll probably ask him to do something that he hadn't had a lot of preparation for. But I think if anybody can do it, I think he can.
You ever been through a season like this with this many injuries?
No, I really hadn't. I've done it. This is I think 24th year or something like that. 24, 25. I've never seen this many injuries. And I've been every once in a while. I've been through one before that I thought was really bad. It was an injury-plagued year, and it wasn't half of what we got. Yeah, and it's not just there is some season-ending injuries, but it's not the season injuries. It's the ones that are keeping them out a week here, 2 weeks here. We have our list is, it's a 2-page report from our training staff. We might have to hire another trainer just to give them some help in there, but.
With the playoffs out of the question now, how do you motivate your team going into next week?
It's college football, man. I mean, they're getting an opportunity to play a game that a lot of kids would die for and get that opportunity. So there's plenty of reasons to play. That's not, I don't know, motivate to play. I mean, if I really got it, if you're not motivated to play college football and go up there and play, you're probably in the wrong sport, But you can't take that for granted. Yes, we got to talk about it. What's the reasons? We're trying to have a winning record. We're trying to have a winning record. It's college football. For the underclassmen, I think I said this 2 weeks ago in here. Is that for the seniors? It's what you're trying to finish on the best note possible. It's your senior year. I mean, what else? I mean, I don't know. Is there another greater reason to play? I think that's more important than the playoffs. I think that's more important than a championship. And then for the underclassmen, this is huge for the momentum going in next year, and plus they're being evaluated. I mean, they're being evaluated every time they step on the field. So I think for every reason they need to put their best foot forward.
Coach, get your comments on Abilene Christian offense.
I think they got the two guys. I'm trying to make this thing right. Played 2 quarterbacks. I think they're probably in a lot of similar situations we are, as far as they're struggling a little bit, trying to find ways to get a W, trying to find ways to get things done. When you do that, it's usually for the same reasons. It's a lack of execution. It's things like that. Do they have ability? Yes. Do they have players? Yes. They got players. They got ability. They got 2 quarterbacks that are both talented guys that have ability. But it's not just you can't put it on one people. It takes 11 people. They got to be. If the group around them is not executing and doing things they're supposed to, it's hard to, it's hard for a quarterback to have a lot of success. So I think they've got some talent. I think I think both quarterbacks are capable of beating you. So I think it'll be huge for our defense, and our defense has stepped up. They've made play. I mean, they played pretty outstanding. I don't expect them to play any different. I think they're going to play great. I think they'll play the game the way they played it for previous 9 weeks, and that's playing violent and aggressive football. And offensively, though, we just got to find a way to keep give them a little point, give them a little cushion, and give them a little lead.
Obviously 15-13 against McNeese jumps out at you that, they were that
Oh, no doubt.
later.
I've said that the Southland Conference play. I don't care who you're playing. Anybody can beat anybody on any given day. We're the same team. You can say that injuries were up, but we're the same football team. We're not playing with the same amount of confidence, but we're the same team that played 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. Beginning of the season, and for them, they've been tough. They've played, FBS opponents are tough. They went to Fresno State and played a tough ball game there. They played McNeese tough. Those kids play hard. You got to understand they are a program that's rich in tradition, that's got 20 years of winning. They are not new to this. They are not. They're not in uncharted territory. They are in losing. This is uncharted territory for them to have the record they have. They are a very successful program and have dominated for the last 20-some years, and probably longer than that. If you ask someone in Abilene, they probably just say, I just cut them short a decade or so. But they've had a huge amount of success the last 20 years, and I think going in their place will be a huge challenge. And again, I expect they're going to fight like cats and dogs and try to get themselves a W. They need one too.
If Justin starts for you guys, how does the game plan change, if any?
Well, obviously, yeah, we got to manipulate a little bit to what he's best at doing. And things, and obviously the plays he feels comfortable running with that. And I'll be honest with you. Obviously, at this point right now, on Tuesday, I don't know. Heck, we're trying to figure out what the other 10 guys are going to be around him. When I figure those 10 out, then which I say we're off yesterday, so we're hoping to see who's healthy today and shows up. And a bunch of those guys I just listed will not practice today, so we're going to find out which ones we got and try to piece this thing together as best we can to do that. I have confidence that we're going to. I mean, hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. So, heck, I don't know. You may see Ashton Henderson in the backfield.
You showed it with us before.
That's right. When we give him the rock,
If you would look to challenge a group based on, Justin, you don't want to put too much on his shoulder like you did want to
Yeah.
do the shake earlier, that could call that the offensive line would have to respond after last week, that you wanted to get that going and maybe take some pressure off of Justin.
Yep, that would be huge. I mean, there's a lot of people that got to, I think anybody, you're hoping they step to the plate. I think you're going to challenge the offensive line, you're going to challenge the running backs, you can challenge the receivers around him too. Are you going to help the guy out? What are you going to do? So, I've said this though. I mean, we lost the last couple ball games, and it's not because of an effort. I don't think it's because of an effort on our kids. I think they're trying. So you could, we could challenge them all we want, but you usually challenge the kids because they're not giving great effort. I don't think that's the case with our guys. I mean, I think they're busting their tail. I think they're fighting their dogs. We just got to find how can we manipulate by formation and plays, and how can we get them in a better situation where a kid that, again, can find a way to have some success. That's our job. Our job is to put them in a situation to be successful, and obviously, I haven't done a good job of that.
And at Abilene's defense, what are you seeing out of them?
4-3 defense. I think both defensive ends are really active. Their safeties are athletic. They're not a big pressure team. They do a little bit, but I think they're pretty fundamentally sound, things like that. I see, but that sticks out. The defensive ends, I think they're athletic. They could give us some problems trying to get on the perimeter, things like that, and run. So we'll see. Bottom line, we just got to execute and get a hat on a hat. You talk about how simple it really is, and it is. But you got to get everybody else to understand that. But we just haven't, 9 games in, we haven't been able to run the football and put a hat on a hat. At times we have. I shouldn't say that because at times we ran the ball really successful. Haven't really thrown the ball with a whole lot of success, you know. But the biggest thing we haven't really done is put the ball in the end zone.